Hey radio family, we've got a new way to win. Ace TJ Prime Rewards. Win great stuff like gift cards, Ace and TJ merch, concert tickets, and exclusive money can't buy experiences. Win it all with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. It's so easy. Download the Ace and TJ family app in your app store or at acetj.com/app and start winning with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. New winners every week. Fun and free. Get the app and play Ace TJ Prime Rewards. We always knew you were a winner. Now it's your chance to prove it. Get the app today.
If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
Will Smith is trending this morning. He showed up at the BET Awards last night and performed his first new song since I think 2019, 2017, something like that. And everybody was really complimentary about it. He's performing in a ring of fire. Kirk Franklin comes out to sing with him. And everybody was very complimentary. I watched it. I thought it was awful. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's going on, but I thought it is unlistenable. It kind of reminds me of Eminem's 8 Mile song. What do you, Never Back Down, or whatever that's called. Lose Yourself. It's kind of reminiscent of that. And he's like performing in fire, like he's been through the struggle, and now he's making his way back. But it was awful. It was awful.
Do you think he put Kirk Franklin, the gospel Kirk Franklin, in there to avoid criticism? Say, well, you can't talk trash about Kirk Franklin.
That's absolutely what
Kirk Franklin, is going to bring me all of the positive reviews and everything.
Sure.
People don't want to go to hell, so they won't say anything bad about him.
Yeah. People are starting to warm back up to him. Bad Boys 4 is an international hit.
Yeah,
so I think he's feeling good about himself. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to go back to the BET Awards and remind people why they love me in the first place.
Just kind of beginning to rebuild a little bit, which good for him. He needs to rebuild. I mean, you can't just hide away. You screwed up. You got to come back out and fix it. Although I think he should have come right back out and go, look, guys, I was out of control there. Sorry.
Yeah, just sort of black and white and make it like I was wrong for that. Yeah. But he's taking a different path. But
trust me on that, Will.
Yeah, I can tell you.
I know of what I speak.
Simone Biles is trending. She's going back to the Olympics again. This comes after she pulled out of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics for mental health issues, but she's back. She's 27, had like the highest score of the night. I mean, that's pretty incredible what she's done.
She opened Saturday night with one of the most incredible, I don't know a lot of gymnastics. I just know what she did is like, first run, she runs across thing and does a set of flips and loops or whatever. And I was like, how does the human body do that? She is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait for her to crush the rest of the world for American honor.
Does she have more Olympic medals than any other Olympian? Is she like the highest?
No.
That was Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps has more than anybody else, yeah.
Okay. So Simone Biles is trending. And then today is National Postage Stamp Day. If you still have to buy postage stamps, that is adorable. I haven't bought a stamp or a book of stamps in many, many, many years. I don't think I've ever bought a book of stamps, actually.
Sometimes people like to send a handwritten letter to others.
Maybe.
Or sometimes they have legal documents that have to be mailed.
Oh, fair
My
enough.
little friend Jenny and my father-in-law go to the post office every day for something. Not together. One lives in Louisiana, the other lives in Mooresville, North Carolina. But
That's insane.
Yeah.
Every day?
Every day. Yep.
Just to check to see if they have something, or they
just to do
get
post
stuff?
office business.
Yeah. And people that run businesses get packages and all, they go to the post office regularly. Yeah.
I think rich people need the post office still.
Do they?
Yeah.
Like,
I think so.
What is your father-in-law doing over there? Like, he's retired now. Mm-hmm. Is he getting like his regular mail there?
Probably. I don't know. I really don't know.
I would have 1,000 questions. I go to the post office every day. Tell me a 1,000 things about what you're doing there.
Considering since I never went to the post office, Jody did that, I don't know what goes on there anyway.
Yeah, okay, me either. So those are just a few things that are now trending.
So there is a true Ace and TJ love story that is going to make you smile to start your week next.
Live on your radio and anytime you want us, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
There's one of the greatest stories in the history of the Ace and TJ show that we got via DM. A guy named Chris DM'd us, and he said, 12 years ago, I met my soulmate, and we shared a love for the outdoors and the Ace and TJ show. 6 years ago, we moved to Alaska from the Charlotte, North Carolina area, and we brought you guys with us. Thank you for what you do, and always know you are a part of our lives, even all the way up here. Love you guys. A few pictures from our mountaintop Alaskan wedding a week ago. It's shockingly beautiful where they are on top of this mountain in Alaska. It is gorgeous. How cool is that, though? That one of the two things that these people bonded over being their love of the outdoors and the fact that they both love the Ace and TJ show, and they still listen on the Ace and TJ family app every day in Alaska. Congratulations to them. And he's in the military, you said?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, his name is Chris, but he didn't tell us her name.
Yeah, it's in there.
Is it in there?
Yeah, he signed it with her.
Oh, Chris and Audra. Yeah, there you go. Chris and Audra. Congratulations. That was just the coolest story when I saw it. That was really sweet.
So I wonder what he did to make the military mad that they would station him in Alaska like that.
Well, he may be out of the military now.
Oh. I didn't even know we had bases up there like that.
But man, that's beautiful. They're married on this mountaintop, and you see this beautiful mountain behind them with the snow. It's really pretty.
I'll be honest. The first thing I thought was, I didn't know they have internet in Alaska. I was like, I'm pretty sure they do. They got like grocery stores and stuff. But when I think of Alaska, I think you're living on
what you see on TV on the reality shows.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're living way out and they got to, they're off the grid and the whole thing.
ice road truckers or whatever.
I can see that, yeah. And there's a guy in Florida. He's 72 years old. He's had a little run-in with the law because, well, he was at his house and there was a drone circling around. He thought the drone was spying on him, so he took the law into his own hands here.
I fired one round at it. Now they say I hit it, so I must be a good shot.
Mr. Wynn was defending his property. He felt that this drone was invading his private property. He is a homeowner.
Yeah, well, it turns out you can't do that.
Yeah, it'd be like if FedEx pulled up in your driveway and you started shooting at them.
Right.
Because it was a drone delivering something from Walmart to somebody.
You can't do that?
Yeah, and you think about it, I think you think of the drone thing and you think, well, I get that. And then when you think about it in the way that TJ just phrased, you go, oh yeah, that's not right at all. You can't just go doing that. Fire the FedEx guy.
Or not even have the FedEx guy or the UPS woman come to your house, but drive just down the street in front of your house. Because the thing wasn't bringing him anything.
Right.
It was just
flying over.
It was flying over. So it'd be like they're coming down the street and you just...
You just blast the side of the truck. Boom. We've known all along that I am a pretty rare person and that I'm in a pretty rare relationship. But I just saw something this morning that made me realize just how unbelievably rare I am. How unbelievably rare my relationship is. I think this is not anything that's going to be shocking to anybody. Coming up next, hang on.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
We're here with our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies. And, Richard, people have credit card bills and they need to use that equity, don't they?
That's right. They use the equity in your home, restructure your debt, save yourself a bunch of money. And it's easy. We've got the instant equity. It's simple. They make you an offer. You can close in 4 days, get your money that quick. Ace, you've done it.
Yeah, I've done it. It'll change your life in virtually no time. Starts with a free 5-minute phone call, 704-800-4719 or online at homewithrichard.com. The Richard Toccato Company.
Richard Toccato Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Today's July 1st. Happy second half of the year. Midnight tonight, the year will be half over because it's a leap year. Today's the 183rd day of the year. And I also saw this, Riggins. You just bought a grill the other day. Apparently,
Yeah.
you're one of the few.
I know.
They say grill sales are way down because everybody who wanted a grill bought one during the pandemic, and since then, grill sales have just been falling off.
I saw Traeger posted their earnings, and it was down like almost $100 million or something like that. It was crazy.
Yeah, because everybody's already gotten a grill.
Yeah, or they're buying griddles.
They might be buying griddles, and also the price of meat is through the roof.
Yeah.
It's so expensive to, just grill a hamburger or some chicken. So I get it, but I love my grill.
So you've heard the phrase, and I hear it all the time. Just for the record, if you don't know, my name is Ace. I'm in what is called an age gap relationship. My wife is 24 years younger than me. And I don't think I'm saying anything out of turn here to say that she is extremely attractive. And I am not. And turns out that's pretty rare when it comes to relationships. There's an article out they did this research project at the University of Florida that finds actually people are pretty accurate when it comes to assessing their own physical attractiveness, and that the vast majority of couples tend to be well matched in terms of looks. That most people, overwhelmingly, couples marry within their own league, so to speak, of looks.
Okay.
Which makes my little age gap relationship all the more unique. Because we are not in the same league at all when it comes to looks.
Yeah, but age gap relationships never work like that.
That's a good point. Very seldom are they the same or anywhere close. You're probably right. Yeah. What'd you say? You were gonna say what? You said an old.
I rethought it. I don't want to say it. No. I was just saying, like an older 4 is never gonna marry a very young 4.
Okay.
It's always mismatched like that in age gaps,
Right.
or the ones you see.
Sure. So an older 4 marries like an 8.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
So then I'm not as unusual as I thought. I'm pretty as age gap couples go. I'm pretty par for the course.
In that regard, yeah.
All right.
But do you? How often do you hear people though, Ace? Whenever you meet them or whatever, and they walk away, you go typical. I mean, do you ever hear that?
I don't hear it.
Good.
I see it on social media a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
I get a lot of if you scroll through TikTok comments, there's a lot of that there.
Well, they're just mean.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a way you could test it and go if they're being sarcastic, with their response. So you can feed off of that.
Yeah. Nobody's ever said it to me.
No.
Except for Riggins.
Just now.
Riggins is the only one.
Riggins is the only one that does that. Yeah.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies is here, and we're talking about home improvement. That doesn't just mean like my wife thinks our home would improve if I left it. That's not what that means, is it?
Yeah, for Jody, that would probably help her out. But for everybody else, we need a sun deck or they want a backyard kitchen. It's an easy phone call to 704-800-4719 or log on to homewithrichard.com.
Now you've got the money in your home. Let Richard find it. HomeWithRichard.com. It's the Richard Toccato Companies.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first class cleaning with the Johnson Group.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show.
So there's a lot of stuff happening in July. Despicable Me 4 hits theaters on Wednesday. The new Eddie Murphy Beverly Hills Cop movie hits Netflix Wednesday. Also this month, Twisters is out on the 19th. Deadpool and Wolverine on July 26th.
Twisters looked awful, and I loved the original Twister movie.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
I saw the trailer the other day. I was like, I don't know if that's going to be as good as I thought. The Summer Olympics start on the 26th. Wimbledon gets underway today. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game is this month. There's a lot of stuff happening. Friday, by the way, of note, July 4th is Thursday. Friday is National Bikini Day, and National Fried Chicken Day is on Saturday. So that's a back-to-back combo I can get behind all day long.
Hey, don't nothing look better than a woman eating fried chicken in a bikini.
Yeah.
But you don't have the same love of a woman eating regular fried chicken, Riggins, as you do wings.
No, because the wings are sauced. Usually,
It's just wing. A woman eating wings is sexy to you.
Yeah.
A woman eating fried chicken, not so much.
not as much.
Okay. I saw this. I want to play this little game. This is kind of interesting. It's called Date or Ditch. These are scenarios that people posted online, and they're asking your thoughts as to whether they should date this person or ditch this person and get with someone else. This woman says, I'm freaking out about going on this trip with him. I've never passed gas in front of him or used the restroom. We're going on a cruise. It's going to be close quarters. Date or ditch?
Ditch.
Yeah.
If she's that paranoid about it or that weirded out about it?
Well, if she doesn't know him any better than that, then she doesn't need to be, going on that intimate of a trip.
Okay. He doesn't show any interest in meeting my family. Should I keep dating him or leave?
Keep dating him. He sounds awesome. What's his number? I'll hang out with him.
She sings karaoke at home every night, but she's tone deaf. Should I stay with her or break up?
Break up.
You can't be with somebody who's tone deaf.
Well, no, just somebody that just keeps doing something that you have to endure.
Yeah. She talks to her house plants as if they're people.
Yeah. Alexis used to do that.
I'm going to say ditch.
Come on, buddy. Bro.
He eats pizza with a knife and fork. Date or ditch?
Ditch.
Ditch? Why? That's just weird.
Yeah.
It's not how you're supposed to live. Mm-hmm. Let's see. She has a pet tarantula that she lets roam around the house.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Ditch.
Ditch?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes he insists on speaking in a pirate accent.
Yeah, I'm going to say ditch on that one.
I love that one. And this is my favorite one. He collects action figures and insists that sometimes they join us for dinner. Date or ditch?
Come on.
That's hilarious. Come on. You'd keep dating that. Iron Man wants to have some meatloaf too.
Yeah.
Where is Iron Man's plate?
They're joining them at the table.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
One of the biggest nights in entertainment happened last night. Fill you in. Coming up and now trending.
It's a radio show. It's a podcast. It even has its own app.
Got the app on my phone, and it's like having a personal DJ in my pocket.
Get the Ace and TJ Family app in your app store.
Download the app.
Or at acetj.com/app.
We're here with our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies. And, Richard, people have credit card bills, and they need to use that equity, don't they?
That's right. Use the equity in your home, restructure your debt, save yourself a bunch of money, and it's easy. We've got the instant equity. It's simple. They make you an offer. You can close in 4 days, get your money that quick. Ace, you've done it.
Yeah, I've done it. It'll change your life in virtually no time. Starts with a free 5-minute phone call, 704-800-4719, or online at homewithrichard.com. The Richard Toccato Company.
Richard Toccato Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
So the BET Awards happened last night. It is the top trending topic. So a couple of things happened. Will Smith came back and performed a new song. We would play a clip for you, but don't even bother. It's really, it's underwhelming. It's kind of like Eminem's song from 8 Mile, if that does anything for you. But Will Smith is 55. I'll say, he looks good for a 55-year-old.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just, there's something kind of silly about him standing in a ring of fire talking about what it takes to get knocked down and pick yourself back up. I don't know. It just seems kind of corny.
Is that more out of character or more cringy, so to speak, Riggins, than Mark Wahlberg talking about his drip on his social media posts and stuff? Or
it's equivalent.
That drip.
Yeah,
drip.
Equally embarrassing. And Mark Wahlberg has had his troubles throughout his life.
Is it weird or wrong, I guess, to say, I got knocked down, now I'm getting back up? No, you knocked yourself down.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's a difference. There's a difference between with something bad happening to you, and then you doing something that makes bad things happen to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't get knocked down. He did it to himself.
Well, maybe he's referring to when his wife was cheating on him with his son's best friend. I mean, she humiliates him in front of the world.
You're right. It could be that.
And then it gets even worse by him acting so stupidly at a highly publicized award show.
Yeah,
I mean,
point.
it was a series of bad things that happened to him, but some of them he was in charge of. So Will Smith is trending this morning. Also, Lauryn Hill showed up to perform, and everybody was going, why would you book her to perform on a show when you know she shows up 4 hours late to her concerts all the time? But she was there with Wyclef Jean, reuniting the Fugees for a minute. Over the weekend, a really emotional moment happened when Coldplay was playing at Glastonbury Music Festival. They're singing the song Fix You, which is a great Coldplay song. But then Michael J. Fox comes out in his wheelchair with a guitar, and they're saying Michael J. Fox rocked the house. Well, it didn't appear to be playing. He was just kind of moving. Michael J. Fox has Parkinson's, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's the song Fix You, and the whole crowd is watching this all play out.
The song is brilliant. It's a beautiful song.
Yeah, and they're showing montages of Back to the Future and things like that. But Michael J. Fox, it's kind of hard to watch, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to watch him.
It's tough to see somebody who's struggling the way he is. And that Parkinson's is a vicious, vicious disease.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch it?
No, aren't they all Canadian?
No.
Are any of them Canadian?
Michael J. Fox is.
Michael J. Fox is Canadian.
Coldplay is British Canadian.
Yeah, they're English.
I think.
Basically the same thing.
No, I didn't see it. And if he wasn't playing, you said he wasn't really playing?
Yeah, they kind of just like put a guitar on his lap, and he's, I don't even know if it was plugged in. But either way, it was an emotional moment at Glastonbury Music Festival. And then today is Ginger Snap Day, or, when Ace gets a little frustrated, we call it a ginger snap. We don't say that, but I thought it would be fun to throw in there. But those are just a few things.
You can start saying it now.
Yeah, ginger snap. Just a few things that are now trending.
If you've listened to the Ace and TJ show, for years, you know that there's something called the Ace and TJ curse. And I think the curse could have actually struck again, I guess, Friday. And this time, all my fault. I'll tell you what happened coming up next.
Live on your radio and anytime you want us, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
Create an unforgettable experience with the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com. Weddings, banquets, shows, expos, they do it all at the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com.
This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
All right, the Ace and TJ curse. We haven't really talked about that in a while because nothing has happened for us to have to say, oh, wait a minute, that's a result of the Ace and TJ curse. Maybe you've heard us joke in the past and say, TJ killed Donna Summer. That was one of the examples of the Ace and TJ curse. Nobody had heard from the singer Donna Summer in a long, long time. We were on the air one day talking about things. And somebody asked something that I've always wanted to do. And I said, I've always wanted to sing into one of those white microphones like Donna Summer used. She used a white microphone. She was the queen of the disco, had a wonderful, wonderful voice. And she sang stuff like, she works hard for the money, things like that. And everybody was like, oh, wow, I haven't thought about that. Donna Summer did have that microphone. It was white. Everybody, she's the only one that used it and blah, blah, blah. And later that day, it hit the news that Donna Summer had passed. She had just died that day. So it's like, oh my God, you did it again, because that wasn't the first example of it. Well, there was a sitcom that started on the air in 1979, and it went for 5 seasons, and it's called Taxi. It's considered one of the best sitcoms of all time. Now, I was very young when Taxi was on the air, and I know my mom loved it, and I used to like it when I would see it, but I was, like I said, I was a kid, and I didn't know, well, maybe I missed a lot of the stuff that could have been funny that I wouldn't have known back then. So I started watching it again. You know, it's on Prime, and back then there were 22 episodes per season of a sitcom, and so I'm just rocking through season 1. And close to the end of the season, there was a special guest on the show playing the part of a movie director. And that special guest was Martin Mull. And Martin Mull, during the 70s, 80s, and on into the 90s, was considered one of the greatest comedic actors. Everybody loved him. He was on the show Roseanne. I think it was probably his last big sitcom that he was on. And I watched that episode. He was great. He was Martin Mull, that typical Martin Mull character. And then the next day, which would have been Saturday, the 27th, I looked at the news feed as soon as I got up, and first thing I saw was Martin Mull had died. Oh, no. And I even said to Jody, I said, man, Martin Mull was in one of those episodes of Taxi that I've been watching. I haven't thought about him and seen him in anything in a long time. I love that guy.
The next day.
Yeah.
That night he died.
Yeah.
It's a name that it didn't ring a bell, but I've seen him in 1,000 things.
Yeah, to older people, he's kind of a cult figure, you know, in comedy especially. He played in the didn't he play in the Clue movies? Is he in that?
Yep.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. Just recently watched it. Yeah.
All right. So the moral of the story is that don't let me see you
in any way, shape, or form. Yeah.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies is here, and we're talking about home improvement. That doesn't just mean, like, my wife thinks our home would improve if I left it. That's not what that means, is it?
Yeah, for Jody, that would probably help her out. But for everybody else, we need a sun deck, or they want a backyard kitchen. It's an easy phone call to 704-800-4719 or log on to homewithrichard.com.
Now, you've got the money in your home. Let Richard find it. HomeWithRichard.com. It's the Richard Toccato Companies.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
It's been a debate here for years.
Does great furniture look good?
Or does it feel good?
Does it fit the style of the room good?
Or does it sit good?
Well, after years of debate
and years of research,
we've decided great furniture
is good fitting
and good sitting.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and get an Adirondack chair for just $279. In stock and ready to rock only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Earlier, we were talking about couples who feel like maybe their significant other is out of their league, or maybe they're not out of their league, they're just about right. And the survey they did said that most people are about right for each other. But that's never something that you hear people say about women nearly as much as men. If you ever hear it at all, you never hear somebody say, oh my God, he is way out of her league.
That's true. That's very true.
It's mostly because it's talking about looks. Right? Don't you automatically assume that when somebody's talking about leagues and in leagues and all, it's all about looks?
Yeah, I would.
So you would never hear somebody go, "Oh my God, he is way out of her league. Look at her."
No, it doesn't happen often.
But I see it all the time with some ugly woman who's with a handsome guy.
Do you?
All the time.
I don't.
Yeah.
Because I always thought that's one of the beautiful things about women is that they can look beyond the surface, better than a man can,
right?
More so than a man can.
And I always say that about when say, "Oh wow, he's she's out of his league" or whatever, and I'll always go, "Well, I mean, he looks good, but or she looks good, but she could be mean to him all the time and everything. So that would make him out of her league if she's a bad person." But I've come to accept that you're just talking about looks when you say. And look, also as a person who has pretty much made a decent living for a lot of years, being funny on the radio, saying outkicked your coverage is now no longer funny. We've had meetings with the professionals, and when you say outkicked your coverage, when you're talking about an ugly man married to a pretty woman or something, they took that out of things that are funny.
Yeah, you got to come up with something new.
Yeah, outkicked your coverage. Because that never happens really anymore. Anyway, it's not a thing in football.
And it's just overused.
Right, but
we want you to be funny. Those of us in these relationships, we want you to have a funny line. Come up with something.
But whenever a woman tells me that about my wife, well, you really outkicked your coverage, I always say, yeah, so did you. I've seen your husband.
just fire right back.
Yeah, I've seen. I went and looked at if it's a comment on social media. Yeah, I went and looked at your family pics on your social media. You did too. Congratulations. We got it made, don't we?
Look at us.
I love that. Just fire right back at him.
Hey, how did you get him? You get that a lot when you got a pretty wife. How did you get her? I don't know. How did you get him?
Old turning the tables.
It's a completely different thing when you do it that way. But I just think it should be, me, I'm not all about looks. So I think it should be, leagues should be judged by, what other things come along with.
But you don't know. You can really only judge by looks because you don't know if they're nice or not.
You can't look at somebody, Ace, and tell what their whole persona is and what's in their heart.
No.
Oh. Well, I can. Maybe I should be the only judge.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
We're here with our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies. And, Richard, people have credit card bills, and they need to use that equity, don't they?
That's right. They use the equity in your home, restructure your debt, save yourself a bunch of money, and it's easy. We've got the instant equity. It's simple. They make you an offer. You can close in 4 days, get your money that quick. Ace, you've done it.
Yeah, I've done it. It'll change your life in virtually no time. Starts with a free 5-minute phone call, 704-800-4719, or online at homewithrichard.com. The Richard Toccato Company.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
Meal delivery services are a big thing right now, but Table and Twine is your local meal delivery service. The meals are fresh, not frozen like national chains. Plus, their meals start at just $7.99 a serving. Take back that time in your day, leave the shopping, preparation, and cooking to Table and Twine. Get details at tableandtwine.com. That's tableandtwine.com.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show.
Don't miss the new edition of TJ's podcast. Hot, fresh today. Talking about the latest, most popular tattoos that millennials are getting, and Riggins having an opportunity to go off on one of his least favorite celebrities, one Mr. Justin Timberlake. So
he's got it coming.
You can hear that on the Ace and TJ app or wherever you get the podcasts. Be a lot of fun. Oh, and TJ and Jody's house podcasts up too, so a lot of fun. That
sounds
that
like
one is a lot of fun. So there was a situation that went on. It says it was in 2023, but it's just now coming into the next stages of the law. There is a former school resource officer in North Carolina named Danya Tavares. And there's an investigation now by the State Bureau of Investigation into her allegedly assaulting a teacher at the school by tasing the teacher. And the teacher said that she asked her what that was. She said, it's a taser. Come here, I'm going to tase you with it. And the teacher said no. And she said, yeah. No. And the teacher said no. And then the next thing you know, she tased her, according to the stories. And then the teacher goes, oh, it hurts. And then she said, well, I had it turned way down, Tavares allegedly said. It didn't do it full force. And then Tavares allegedly said, I've tased kids around here and they don't act like that.
What?
Tased kids around here and they don't act like that.
This is a student or another teacher?
This is the resource officer who's accused of tasing a teacher.
Got it. Okay.
And then the resource officer saying, toughen up. I've tased kids and they don't act like you do.
Shut up. You're saying too much.
Yeah. So again, that's all being investigated, and nothing has been proven yet. So I don't want anybody coming and tasing me with a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Wow. If I'm using a taser, I want it at 10. I'm never going to be in a situation where I have to use a taser where I want to set it to like the low setting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need that thing to work the first time.
Maybe she turned it down to low just to play, what she thought was a prank on the teacher. I'm going to turn it down to low. But I wonder if it was the kind with the fish hooks in it that sticks into you, or just like a stun.
I think it's a stun.
Sounds more like a stun gun thing.
Yeah, the cops are the only people I ever see using. But if you see that in public, you freak out.
She's a police. Resource officer. It's a police.
It just seems like that's too extreme to pull that thing out and point it at her and shoot her with those hooks. It's more like a stun gun.
That's
and
crazy.
maybe as a school resource officer, they have to keep it turned down to it can't be above a certain level.
Because they're kids, them little baby bodies.
Them kids.
You need it on low for them babies.
You can't stun a fifth grader with it fully on 10.
Well,
this is our baby taser.
With the fifth grader, maybe 19.
It could be.
Who knows? Don't tase teachers. Get them raises and don't tase them.
We're getting to now trending, the hottest trending topics. Coming up next.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin. If you want all of the heating, air, and electrical work in your house done by the very best, then you need Bradham Brothers. They've been a family business thriving for over 50 years, and that means they're doing something right. Go to Bradham Brothers.
If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
Today's Canada Day, but on the week of July 4th, we don't care about Canada. Or
any other week.
Wait, we have Canada Day in the U.S.?
It's trending.
Does
That's
Canada
all I know.
Okay. Well,
it's Canada Day. I just said it's Canada Day. Not that we celebrate Canada Day. But listen, they should move it just out of respect. They should move Canada Day out of the week of July 4th.
Sure.
I just think it's the right thing to do.
But then again, our independence has created Canada as a safe place. So
sure.
They should celebrate their day on July 4th as well.
Yeah.
Because without us, they'd be nothing.
Yeah. Thanking America
Yeah.
for the safety and freedoms that they
Right.
at one point enjoyed. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, we don't celebrate Canada Day.
Hell no.
I just wanted to double check on that.
No, actually, we should disrespect them today. I'm just kidding.
I did see a thing this morning that said the majority of people surveyed said that the July 4th should be a week-long holiday.
I totally agree. If you're going to expand one holiday, make it July 4th.
Yeah, like 64% of the people surveyed are like, look, I don't get anything done at work this week anyway.
Yeah, right. And especially the fact that it's on Thursday, a lot of people taking off Friday.
But a lot of people taking off Wednesday as well.
I like that too. But there's also many people saying it's the worst holiday because of the fireworks. It scares their dogs. So it's like a whole thing on the internet. As we now we're into July, the official drink of the summer, they're calling it now. It's the Prim's Fruit Cup. It's the drink, or Pim's Fruit Cup. It's the drink that they serve at Wimbledon, which starts today. But they're saying it's now seeing global success. The Pim's Fruit Cup. It's a cocktail made with a gin-flavored liqueur, fruit, and lemonade. So the Pim's Fruit Cup. Try that at your local watering hole.
Right, yeah.
Ask for that.
I'm going to order that.
Yeah. I guarantee you go into most places, like, I need a Pim's Fruit Cup. Like, I'm going to need you to tell me how to make that.
Yeah, my brother's favorite drink right now, he goes, I like a French 75. What? I'm like, well, I would like to hit you with my car. I don't know. What are you talking about? Can you really, with a straight face, like, order that in a French 75? He also drinks champagne in wine glasses now. I don't know what's going on with him. And then what else? Oh, yeah, so the BET Awards, top trending topic. Lauryn Hill reappeared last night. But over the weekend, you might have seen the pictures. There were a lot of pods outside of Ben Affleck's and Jennifer Lopez's marital home, and it looks like he is moving out. So just a few months after he got there. Just terrible stuff. One of my favorite celebrity stories of the year. I need a little bit time to expand on it. And you might think I'm cruel for saying it, but I just love it. I'll tell you more next.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies is here, and we're talking about home improvement. That doesn't just mean, like, my wife thinks our home would improve if I left it. That's not what that means, is it?
Yeah, for Jody, that would probably help her out. But for everybody else, we need a sun deck, or they want a backyard kitchen. It's an easy phone call to 704-800-4719 or log on to homewithrichard.com.
Now, you've got the money in your home. Let Richard find it. HomeWithRichard.com. It's the Richard Toccato Companies.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
When it comes to buying or selling a house, you know, there are all kinds of people that can help you do that, but not like the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. They are so much more than just real estate salespeople. Find out by going to acetj.com/Temple team.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show.
What happened to Kevin Costner? I mean, this story is as crazy as the day is long. He's as crazy as a bedbug. Kevin Costner's new movie, Horizon Part 1, came out over the weekend. Cost $100 million to make. They think it made around $11 million in its opening weekend. $100 million to make, and it made $11 million. They were banking on an older, white, male demographic to go see the movie. And it's like 76% of the audience was that, specifically in Utah. Kevin Costner spent $50 million of his own money to make this $100 million movie because no studio wanted to make it. When he pitched the idea, he said it's 4 parts. No studio wanted to make this Western movie. He said, I'll spend my own money. I'll pay for all the marketing to do it. You've seen Kevin Costner in the last month. He's been on every single talk show out there to promote this movie. It makes $11 million. It's 3 hours and 15 minutes or so. The second part of 4 comes out in August. What do you do now if you're Kevin Costner? He's also spending his own money to make these other movies. I don't know what his net worth is. It's got to be, what, $200 million? $100 million?
That's more than that.
Because he has spent his own money to make other movies. Dances with Wolves. He spent his own money because no studio wanted to make it. That one became a global success. Won him like 7 Oscars, Best Director, Best Picture. Phenomenon. Now he makes Horizon. Nobody goes to see it. Do you keep spending the money if it's a passion project, or do you just call it quits after 2, even though you've said it's a 4-part movie?
I would call it quits.
You got to call it quits.
Just to save money for your kids.
If you make 2 of them, you've now spent $100 million of your own money.
Yeah.
And you're in the hole, probably $150 million.
Yeah.
You got to call that off. You got to say, I cannot afford to make these next 2.
That's crazy.
Because nobody wants to see them.
Nobody wants to see them.
If 2 of them fail, stop making them because nobody's watching them.
And mind you, his movie career is like stagnant for the last couple of years, right? He gets Yellowstone, which becomes the biggest show on television, and he quits after 4 seasons, not sticking around for the final season. Yeah. They're paying him $1.5 million an episode, and he quits. It's just, what is going on in Kevin Costner's life? The wife is over here fooling around. Who knows? Just a mess. I love it, though. I had a big weekend. I'll tell you why.
Okay. This is the Ace and TJ Show.
We're here with our friend Richard Toccato from the Richard Toccato Companies. And, you know, Richard, people have credit card bills, and they need to use that equity, don't they?
That's right. Use the equity in your home, restructure your debt, save yourself a bunch of money, and it's easy. We've got the instant equity. It's simple. They make you an offer. You can close in 4 days, get your money that quick. Ace, you've done it.
Yeah, I've done it. It'll change your life in virtually no time. Starts with a free 5-minute phone call, 704-800-4719, or online at homewithrichard.com. The Richard Toccato Company.
Richard Toccato Company, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
They say there are only two things certain in life: sweet deals at Sweet Dreams and taxes.
And only one of those is certain this month.
Which one?
The sweet deals at Sweet Dreams.
What about the taxes?
No sales tax the entire month of April at Sweet Dreams.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and pay no sales tax during the month of April. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Ace mentioned earlier today in the show that nobody's buying grills anymore. Where did you see that?
It was just part of some summer stats that were out today.
What did specifically? They just said nobody's buying barbecue grills?
Yeah, that sales have dropped off drastically since the pandemic.
Because everybody already got their grill during the pandemic, and now they already have
there
them.
were so many grills sold during the pandemic.
Well,
you aren't seeing as many sold now.
It's been a real bugaboo for my dad that I am now 37 and I've never owned a charcoal barbecue grill. He never was a propane guy for whatever reason. I don't know if it's a Midwestern thing, but he was a charcoal guy. And I finally got my grill on Saturday. He bought me a grill for my birthday. So I went to go pick it up on Saturday. He was not around. He was doing church stuff all day. But I picked up my grill, and then my mom said, well, before you go, let's load you up with food to cook. I went, perfect. So we go out in the freezer outside. They've got boxes of Omaha steaks for me, sirloins as thick as a filet mignon. I mean, they're incredible. Pork chops, chicken breasts, hot dogs, burgers. They've loaded me up with all this Omaha steak stuff. I'm pumped. Full bag of charcoal, all the grilling accessories and things like that. And my mom says, well, since your father's not here, we're gonna build it together. It's like, Mom, trust me, I can take care of this, and you're just gonna be in the way. She goes, okay, understood. So I go home on Saturday, build the grill. Yesterday, cooked my first steak on the grill. A delicious bacon-wrapped filet mignon. Heated up the charcoal in the chimney that I got. It's 96 degrees outside. I'm 6 beers deep. And when I tell you, I absolutely ruined a bacon-wrapped filet mignon. I mean, ruined doesn't even begin to describe how badly it turned out. And just devastating.
What was the problem?
Fire's too hot. Flare-ups. I mean, the flame shoot. It looked like I was in the gates of hell. I mean, the fire. And then I panic because I know it's contained in the grill, but all of a sudden, fire shooting up like really far because I think it was the fat from the bacon dripping down onto the hot coals. And it was going hot, and I'm trying to call my dad, and I'm just like I'm pouring sweat. It was just not an ideal first grilling experience, but there's always tomorrow, I guess.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ Show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Go check out TJ's podcast, available every weekday on the Ace and TJ Family app or wherever you download podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music. You get it everywhere. And there's also a new episode of TJ and Jody's House today. What are you guys talking about today?
Big weekend report.
Oh, yeah?
So we had a really busy weekend, and Jody laughing a little bit too hard at a fat joke I made on myself. So, yeah. It's like, all right, I know it was funny, but not that funny.
Stop laughing.
Yeah.
She likes it when you kind of embarrass yourself. Like when you, she really lost it the other week when you were retelling her the story about how you went to the doctor and you pulled your pants down and bent over the table. And then he said, we're not doing that today. Like the butt stuff. She really got a tickle out of that.
Mm-hmm. She's wicked that way.
She is a wicked, wicked woman, isn't she? There's an interesting article out in the New York Times. I know, hold your breath. But it's Are We Loving Our Pets to Death? There's a new discussion about whether or not our love for our pets is actually hurting them. And they make a couple of points that you are pampering your dog in a way that takes it away from its natural instincts. And it's actually doing more harm to the dog than good.
To the dog.
To the dog than good. And my vet told me that early on. I said, I don't understand why his stomach's so messed up. I've given him the world. And she goes, well, that's your problem. Very candidly. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's true. If you pamper something too much, just like kids, I would imagine, you kind of harm them in the long run. So I know I pamper my dogs. I know Ace and his wife pampers her dog.
Yeah, not overly.
He's got stairs up to the bed.
Well, yeah, but he can't get up there because the bed's too high. He's a basset hound. He can't jump up.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But he physically can't jump up.
He's like, how's he going to get up on the bed?
Yeah.
Why's he got to be on the bed?
No, he shouldn't be on the bed. That's
obviously.
That ship sailed long before I ever arrived in the relationship.
Understood, but we do. And Rob, I don't know your relationship with your dogs, but I imagine you pamper them as well.
I don't.
See, you're the only one doing the right thing in this room.
Meredith does.
Yeah, Meredith certainly does.
She sings happy birthday to him every single day. So I don't know. Rob's dog, your dogs might be in the best shape of all of ours.
Well, I don't know. I did give him some cheese balls over the weekend, so.
Cheese balls are fine. I think you're okay.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Hey, radio family, we've got a new way to win. Ace TJ Prime Rewards. Win great stuff like gift cards, Ace and TJ merch, concert tickets, and exclusive money can't buy experiences. Win it all with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. It's so easy. Download the Ace and TJ Family app in your app store or at acetj.com/app and start winning with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. New winners every week. Fun and free. Get the app and play Ace TJ Prime Rewards. We always knew you were a winner. Now it's your chance to prove it. Get the app today.